Agrochemical and crop protection exhibitions awards had participation from input dealers, farmers, agribusinesses, and policymakers to prepare for the pre-planting season. Key topics discussed included agrochemicals and seed production, irrigation and agricultural machinery, and farm finance and digital technologies. Executive Director Albert Akusa spoke about challenges farmers face during the pre-planting season. She says the event's role in creating and improve access.
Important that we start from here on how not only how to apply, and then one significant thing for us is that we have a growing youth population, and then we are all looking for jobs within the agro or business. When we are looking at
Owusu Entry welcomed the timely event.
Our collective responsibility is to ensure that the input distributed to farmers are not only effective and environmental education on the safe handling, application, and disposal of agrochemicals to prevent environmental degradation and health hazards.
To increase crop yields, reduced post-harvest losses, and improved market access. Samuel Ayama, GBC News, Techiman.
Liabgam simnyala ban sha'dan pierna kamale karmal bukata namna zamanu tambo zan jandata liabgam simpulo na wanda so
daga cikin muhimman rawa na azo a gani da Hausawa suka taka a cikin wannan ƙasa shine kafa zangonnai da suka zama gimshiki na cibiyoyin kasuwanci da fatauci. Ko shakka babu shi ke karfafa ingantacciyar tattalin arziki da kuma karfafa al'adun gargajiya.
Enyaiba angauha na monachishipo iha chirodovania. Watan atrangau azunububuwe.
Sukuu no ma yako buke yadwunu. No ba na vi sukuu no bara. O mu debi ma domwane. Ba wa ya. Okay. Agreken more ngokwa ne ebonijiman. Ma ya le wiade ne mu ane.
Adult education, showing from Monday to Saturday at 5 p.m. only on GTV.
Good morning.
It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast.
Not just any breakfast.
Sizzling helping.
A la carte.
And there's much more on offer.
First,
on-site restaurant
or room service. On GTV Breakfast.
Welcome back from the break. This is Still News Are live on GTV and GBC News. You're also streaming live on Facebook at the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, also at the GTV Ghana. Let's do foreign news now. And South Sudan has criticized the revocation of U.S. visas for all its nationals as unfair and said it was based on an incident that did not involve one of its citizens but another African national. According to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the decision to revoke all visas for South Sudanese came about because the country's government failed to accept the return of its citizen being removed from the United States promptly. South Sudan's foreign ministry said in a statement Monday that the deportee who was denied U.S. entry on Friday was found to be a Congolese national. He was returned to the U.S. and all supporting evidence was shared with American officials. South Sudan's Information Minister Michael McQuay-Lewis told the Associated Press on Monday that the U.S. was attempting to find fault with the tense situation in the country because no sovereign nation would accept foreign deportees. The U.S. said no new visas will be issued and that the U.S. will be prepared to review these actions when South Sudan is in full cooperation. We'll take
Hi, advertise on our 7 TV channels
and 18 regional and district radio stations across the country.
Please reach our sales department at sales@gbcghanaonline.com and telephone number 9605.
For all customer care issues, reach us by email care@gbcghanaonline.com.
Heartbreaking death of Nigeria after a bout at the Bukom Boxing Arena. The move announced by Minister for Sports and Recreation, Mr. Kofi Adams, aims to uncover the circumstances surrounding the incident and ensure such a tragedy never happens again.
In a solemn but yet determined atmosphere, the committee members took their oath of office administered by the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Mr. Lawyer Peter Zwenes, Lawyer Sami Battles, and Lawyer Mrs. Juliana Adoyobu, who will serve as the secretary to the committee. Also, a boxing veteran, Ata Edipapo, journalist and sports writer, Mr. Eko Asma, and a medical expert, Dr. Martin Engman. A representative from the Nigerian Boxing Authority will also join the committee to ensure cross-reference of the committee.
1. To determine the circumstances leading to the death of at the Bukom Boxing Arena on the 29th of March 2025. To determine whether the organizers or promoters of the boxing match took adequate steps by international standard to prevent the death of the boxer. To determine whether the licensing authorities in Nigeria accept an international examine the conduct of all officials, singular and collective, and recommend sanctions where such conduct does not meet acceptable standards. To ensure total safety in the noble art of self-defense. And finally, to consider any other matter and safeguard the interest and safety.
Inquiry. Lawyer Amakai Amatefiu pledged the committee's commitment to delivering its report within the 21-day time frame.
It is very important as far as the image of development and the safety requirements. It is important, very, very important, as far as the safety and the security of our young people who participate in sports are concerned. And I think this is a very paramount consideration in this assignment, that participants of reference, and I believe that we share the enormity of this assignment. We've been given 21 days.
The committee's work is not just about answering difficult questions, but also about bringing closure to a grieving family, upholding justice, and restoring faith in the sports beloved by many across the continent.
Well, that's all the news this afternoon. Thanks for staying tuned. But there's more news at gbcghanaonline.com.
to smuggle in some products into the country.
This is Agona Yaku, and behind me is a bridge, of course, on the river Accra, which is one of the major rivers within this area.
We'll be in the Savannah region in 2024.
Get to know more about Bono and Ahafo regions.
Residents of Kambali and Dobile can now heave a sigh of relief following the construction of these culverts, even during the rainy season. Reporting for Real Time, Solar Upgrade
will become self-sustaining, self-reliant, economically, socially, with or without gold mining activities.
These children are looking up to God, they are looking up to central government, they are looking up to you and I to have a convenient learning environment for them to be able to rise up to be responsible citizens in this country.
Real Time, your eyes to the regions. Showing on your screens from Monday to Thursday at 11 a.m. and on Fridays at 1 p.m.
As communication.
For centuries, Ghana's rich oral tradition has served as records. Stories were the channels through which history was passed on to posterity. They came in the form of values, beliefs, and social norms across the various intergenerational gaps. Oral heritage continues to play a vital role in shaping Ghanaian identity, involve mythical creatures, heroic figures, and moral dilemmas. And sometimes in folklore is a beloved figure with his stories known as Anansisem. Such stories, often humorous, filled with wit, teaching valuable lessons about life, morality, and social interactions. Given community memory also serves as a source of entertainment side. Sometimes the
wants to share to one person or two people, it is a story. Whether you choose to make it, what we have come to know, there are many sides to storytelling, including the plays that you speak about, films, and stories. We are forever telling stories as human beings. So long as there is
GBC, known as By the Fireside, a storytelling time with children, hosted by veteran actress Madame Grace Omabo, well known in showbiz as Mame Dokno. An initiative by 31st December Women's Movement.
Anansi, being what he is, went and sold the farm. Let's see what Anansi will do. And then he went and took a girlfriend too.
As we celebrate Heritage Month, a retired broadcaster, Mr. Amangcha.
Abra bro. Abra bro. You. Ninamu nyina transi. Mo transi sabria. Iye nyina ya afa ye ho adwene. Na nse ne ye nim no. Anansesem e afutu a ye de ma ofra se ne be ye na wonyin obeye mpanyin pa anansesem abe ne ma ne ade nyina obia po no komba no na fe esese okotwegya no ode beye aduan na bra okumse na otwetwegya enti otwetwegya ni wie ne na fe otwa no ho a obia ni ho opo bi ma asoa no onipa bia ntwam wo enti ne koba ne se ano maybe no who so okutudia ambiso no friend say eja no ma me pacha o meso so say anga wa chiri ma che o kentin me to be meso ena na chiche o pane che wa ena obesia no siano na chiche chichiri kuntomi no afre anoma so pane anomano ankasa no bunu mase no di kuntumire no ma na anomano buafu no wokwa na mu se mami biba na mami no musie na de na wani ase emoji be so menua anomano se me
nana chiche uye mkontompo uye nabraba Tana sese mitu say do say nye do ebi nko nana chiche oti yesua de ewum eden na wo wesua
me din de maame ya mission is a customer I was so
we can see my sister with this
nana chiche uye mkontompo
na kwekwa nansi no oya yuni se na asikurum de okwa oni na asiyewu nti onidi meka se su na kwekwa nansi de yem deren se kwekwa nansi ofia na obi ama no no gura kitchen ho ise mukasi wape mukasi wono so onidi enti ni ehu ya se kwekwa nansi shechewo eduan shishi se wo shechewo ade shishiwa ti sisun enti se bibi show na ewu tirima den na be oye obi ana asiewu obe abonti afide one odu abonti ape no cry me pentem me ko no kwa odu baby no oyi chawo no kwana wode tete wo mfra no unya kwana wo funya kwana ya kana sesem eni dikan utumi yese ana wo yesem akwekwa na zede yen kasa ihun se neni ye wo papa ni bonia edi ya susudua amoni pase se wo moni na wo papa anyesa obeyira nti se ya ka papa no nko a uhu ne ye boni na se ya ka boni nso a uhu ne ye papa nti ye nti wo mashasim uhu se we sani ye iti wo mofra
Reform that uses concept stories. Also, it evokes deeper meaning and creates complex themes such as love, loss, nature, identity, and societal issues. Whether structured or free-verse, poetry allows for creative expression, offering personal and universal insights while fostering an
Blood buff, Chichali Hatua, Farao, Fok Plota, Marijata, Fok Plota, Marijata Gomenya, Amarijata. Disabuhusi, we are Ghanaian and I was a Ghanaian, Wafa. We are Ghanaian and I was a Ghana chile. O pile is sabla, sorrow here. Fear money to more here. My ye, a poor, and now shame ye, a poor, and now what Bremen, what Bremen of Yata. Now what did we any part? Now we say of Yata. Mammy, saying Uncle Pony Lupa, when I mean, oh yeah, a brief secret, a creep. Daddy, I want one tissue. And yet I could swap put on a wedding for Papa. But the other, Mommy, we are Jenny. When you climb up in
Another side of our folk tales are proverbs. One other way of telling us aspects of life. Proverbs are, like all other stories, many Ghanaians' stories serve as a moral instruction, teaching children about what is right or expectations. In this era of technological advancements, folklores remain a vital part of Ghanaian culture. It continues to shape the minds of children.
Get ready! The Obonu Mega Cash Lucky Box brings big wins. Dial *426*4# on dial *count and win up to 500,000 Ghana cedis. Remember to follow prompt. Play now and win big with Obonu Mega Cash Lucky Box. *426*4#.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's $2 or more in your house per year and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, it's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
It was a smooth ride through the mountains from Ifijase to Kumeru, where the Bonfubiri Wildlife Sanctuary is located. It is a sight to behold for first-timers, the beautiful hills and variety of trees on that stretch. Addition Ordinance in 1946.
So set as wooden department. Then in 1975 under LI 1022. So since then, wildlife has been managing the area.
The reserve came into being in the era of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. For its topography, Plants Life Society finally took over to protect the ecosystem of the Bonfibiri area.
We have a lot of potentials in the area. We have a lot of animals. In fact, we have about 5 primates and then 3 crocodile species are also around.
After a briefing by the park manager of the reserve, the team got ready for the journey through the woods and mountains to enjoy nature. I'm told we have a waterfall in here which are different species of crocodiles. It was a daunting walk through the thicket. The pathway was stony from the beginning, hilly at a point, and slippery too. Different tree species which have been named to educate all who visit. One fascinating thing about the Bonfibiri Wildlife Sanctuary is the beautiful rock formation which gives the reserve a picturesque look. There are different shapes and designs with stone.
It's a natural thing made by Almighty. But when you go on the other side, you just see it as a normal stone.
My team and I walked through some caves, traversing through the rocks. We made our way closer to our final destination. We got to an I must confess, we shivered with fear, thinking we had entered a sacred place. But we guessed wrong. The caution was rather to avoid any weak tree and its branches from falling off, and we kept our focus. After a short distance, we finally arrived at the most talked about.
Which doesn't make it swimmable. Okay, free from here.
Are not allowed to swim crocodiles. It is also a safe for.
A very long time ago, we had our ancestors living at Agogo. They were serving a god called Kachidente. So one day Kachidente wanted to know how his people are, whether they are lovable. He went to the palace denied him. They gave him some food, water and everything, and he revealed himself to them as the God that they are serving, as Kachidente, that he has seen how hostile his people are. So he told the household to move away from the kingdom, and they did so. They listened to Kachidente and they moved. Immediately they moved. Kachidente sent, you can talk of all kinds of lies. He sent them onto the people to destroy them. Most of them traveled from that place to this place. We have caves over the houses that we are having today. So they came to live in the cave. When it to pour libation, to appease.
Guns, sticks and machetes are the working aids for the tour guides we met during our tour. As was obvious, it was explained that the weapons are used. It took the team almost a 3-hour walk through portions of the Bonfubiri Wildlife Sanctuary. Just when we thought the journey was over, we were directed to another waterfall, which was about crossing rivers. River. Here, there was no to help us cross. We finally arrived at our second waterfall, known as Amphibious. Flows down patronage at certain times of the year.
It's been well patronized, but the challenge is that it is ephemeral. It doesn't eat again. So sometimes you would invite people to come over, but they would be disappointed when the water is not flowing. So I'm thinking that probably in future we need to dig some water in the reserve and supply it to the fall.
We were told the animals go deeper into the forest due to the rains. However, tourists can see all the
most especially buffalo. We have different kinds of antelopes around. We have crocodiles. We have the Nile crocodile here. We have the long snout. I would advise that people should come and see what we have here.
Game viewing, bird watching, swimming and camping for tourists, but according to some attention to make them decent.
People are patronizing, but the challenge we have is that our potentials are underdeveloped. Most of that we can work together because we have a lot to attract a lot of people from far and near. The money is charged here are sent to Accra, our office, yes. And then Fulani Hills, we are doing our best. We used to have a lot of bushfires, but I think that one is under control now.
Just like the Bonfubiri Wildlife Sanctuary, there are many tourist sites in the country which are not known. Most of these sites are in such a poor state that will not attract tourists.
Currently in the law, the LI player, the Traditional Council is a major player, the Ghana Tourism Authority is a major player. And so we formed this tripartite body that then now looks at, okay, this is a site, who owns the land? Because land ownership is one. We know that in every community, it's either the traditional authority or a family that owns the land. But working with the traditional authority, we're able to identify the land. The assembly, who can see tourism as part of their revenue generation activities, are then brought in. Then we all work on a master plan and start developing. Through that arrangement, we have all the sites in the southern sector listed, their potential and all that.
Government can't in development in this tourism space. Now government can partner, the traditional authority, the schemes and schemes to acquire land, like the Marine Drive project, get similar ones in other destinations. Say North, Damango, Wale, say Axim. Government should partner the traditional authority. Then co-partners to partner with these foreign investors so that they develop.
Tour operators argue that Ghana has a lot to offer when it comes to domestic tourism and therefore encourage Ghanaians to patronize